So, how did Renew itself get formed? I think back in 2008 is when I joined Suzlon, and that's how I got into the whole renewable energy area. Because obviously the easier thing to do is to just carry on working, but I felt that I wanted to do something different, and I was willing to, in some ways, jump off and try to take the chance, and I did that. But as with all of these things, you take a lot of risk. And so when I went to look for raising our first round of capital, there was no guarantee, there was no surety that I would be able to raise it. And I would say that we went through a very trying time at that point. The 3-4 months that it took us to raise the capital were some of the most difficult months of my life. And fortunately, we were able to get through it. And that's how we really got started. And that happened in September 2011. So now it's been 11.5 years that we've been at it, but that's how we really got started, and I'm glad that we did, because in a way these last 15 years have proven the thesis of my belief that things would get tougher on the climate change front, and they have. But the good thing is that now the whole world recognizes that climate change is a fundamental existential issue for humanity as a whole, and if we all don't put in our absolute collective best, then we will have a very, very difficult situation.
So obviously the first investment was the most difficult investment to get for the company. We met a lot of investors and explained to them the business plan of the company. We were looking to do a total of 650 megawatt in 5 years time period. So that also investors felt was a lot to take upon ourselves. Goldman wanted a platform just like ours where they would have a majority in terms of ownership, and they were okay with the sector. So from that point of view, it really worked out. It was sort of a marriage of equals in that sense, and we got the first investment from them. It was very important for us to work together and collaborate at that point in time when it was not even a value for us, and get the deal done in a timely manner. There wasn't any company back then. I just joined Suman Sinha because I believed in his vision, and I'm glad I did that, because I'm really happy and proud the way Renew has shaped up.
It was 5th of December. And the only one thing which led to me joining absolutely a startup was Sumant. I met Sumant in the month of November, just a meeting, and then I thought I need to join this company, which I knew that it's going to be a great company in future. I'm proud of it that it's a very humble beginning we started with. So I entered the office and the office was over, and then I was surprised that it's such a small office. So everybody was doing everything. Like I was handling projects, everybody, the wind resources I was handling, even handling the projects. So because it was a very small team. Maggi was our favorite food, and it was being offered free, complimentary in the mess. So in the morning we were eating Maggi, afternoon we were eating Maggi and Coke, thanks to Vaishali at that point of time. If you see, in year 1 we achieved 500 megawatt, next year we did 1000 megawatt, we reached the milestone of 1000 megawatt, then we reached the milestone of 2000 megawatt, then in the next year we reached the milestone of 4000 megawatt. It was a continuous, like 4 years we were doubling. It has never happened. It was a kind of passion which was driving us, and we didn't have any set milestone in mind, because there was no milestone to be broken. We were setting up the new milestones.
I joined Renew because I met with Sumant. I was in initial stages of my career. I wanted to do something which is more end-to-end rather than just doing one part of a piece of a full transaction. So we do take early bets, and we tend to start working towards them. Sometimes it doesn't work out as we planned it is, but that doesn't deter us from not taking such bets in the future more. And obviously when you are doing such things, then the whole idea of how calculative are in your risks, etc. Comes to you, because you know that in case you fail, you don't want to fail big. So therefore that aspect or that trait as a personality of the company you can only develop once you are taking more bets, and that is something which we continue to do.
Hi, I'm Vanita. I have joined the Renew in 2012. I guess it's been more than 10 years now. And we joined with very core members. I was the first employee after Vaishali, and I really feel proud to see how Renew has grown, and we have so many female employees now in various departments, in every various roles and in senior positions. So I really feel happy.
So I joined Renew 5 years ago, and 3 years ago when Sumant laid out the charter of digitally transforming the entire organization, I took this opportunity to set up the Red Lab along with Balram, Mayank and Prabhat. It was a very interesting journey when we set about doing this, because it was first of its kind in our sector in the country. It has been a very enthralling journey. I see that there is a lot of effort from Renew to ensure women's presence in the organization across all levels, particularly at leadership. For me, I've never seen that being a woman has ever impacted my career at Renew. In fact, I was given the opportunity to lead RED, which has been one of the most critical projects for the company. I see that the culture that we have in the organization, each and every one of us feel equally empowered to take decisions and deliver value.
I joined almost 10 years back, and I came to know from Jitendra that some drive is going on, and it was in Pragati school. So I went along with them. We helped children by providing them with the books, having food together, dancing together. It was not only a CSR activity but also beyond that. Our flagship campaigns, Gifting Warmth and the Rice Bucket Challenge, that has given us a sense of fulfillment to work towards the society for a better cause.
I was the second person when company shifted from Mumbai to Gurgaon. Starting from that time till today, the way I see Renew is it care for its family, all the renewers. So as far as the policies and practices are concerned in Renew, it's always being employee centric. Purpose is to benchmark the best, to being globally the best as far as policies and benefits are concerned.
मैं प्रवीर बोल रहा हूँ। मैं 2012 में ज्वाइन किया था। मुझे लेके टोटल 12 लोग था उस टाइम। अभी 2023 आ गया तो रीनू इतना फैमिली की तरफ पूरा बढ़ गया। मुझे बहुत गर्व महसूस होता है जो इतना बड़ा कंपनी में मैं जॉब कर रहा हूँ, और मुझे अच्छा लगता है जो जैसे बॉस लोगों का सपोर्ट और पूरा एडमिन टीम का हमेशा मेरे साथ ही रहते हैं।
When we actually shifted to Renew.Hub, we were thinking, like 8-10 years, how we'll fill this space. And today now, the situation is that we are already 300 short in this office, and we have already taken another office there in Cyber City. So if I talk about the COVID times, that was the toughest time which, as a company, we have seen. A lot of employees, and mostly at the Delta variation. I have seen people, calling me for their own mother, parents, themselves. There was no oxygen cylinder there, and availability was very scarce. People were calling for hospital support in terms of any bed can be given. At that time it was very tough. But the good part was that the company was behind every and each employee for every and smallest to smallest of requests. And trust me, it was not possible for me to handle this whole situation if the company must have not supported me at that time. I do remember even Sumant sir used to call me for each and every employee who actually got infected with this corona. He used to ask me there at night, what has happened, how we can help them more.
So the Renew journey clearly is very special, of course, for the impact we have. But what really strikes me is it's about how we deal with each other, how we care about each other, how we go beyond an institutional approach for renewers. And that really comes from the top. It just comes from our journey of being a small family and growing into a less small family and growing into a bigger family. And so that one Renew culture was really at its peak during the time of a crisis, which was COVID. Over and above that, I think Renew is a very progressive company. I think in our sector, we've just tried to be the best company. We've tried to, of course, there was a time where I was the sole trooper, but now we have an organized system where we try to ensure that we have the best practices for young women and not so young women, and trying to make sure we can engage many more. I think on the sustainability journey, I would say that's one other thing which really makes us stand apart, that from a time where nobody really kind of was a believer, nobody really understood what it was, we started this journey, took small steps, and now we're clearly a leader in the sector. So what do I have to say to the new renewers? That at Renew, there is really no ordinary way of doing things. It's only an extraordinary way in which we can do things, and there is no task which is too difficult. So just join the journey and join the gang. Welcome.
The most important prerequisite of building a great business is to build the best organization. And that's really the thing that all of us have to really focus on. The journey ahead is going to be phenomenal. We are lucky that the sector and the area that we operate in is almost limitless in terms of growth, and therefore that will never be a constraining factor for us. What will be a constraining factor for us is our own ability to execute, and that will depend on the quality and the nature of the organization that we create and that we put up.